I thought I'd already clicked the unmute button. Hey Myth, how are you? The unmute button. Hey Myth, how are you? I feel like I really need to turn the music down and turn myself up. Doing well. Thanks for asking. It's been super busy. In fact, today, I had two appointments today. The latter of which I had to get cavities filled. Yay, that's always fun. But hey, I lived. And my dentist, a total sweetheart. What a gentleman. And my dentist, a total. He kept asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" He kept asking. But I gotta tell you, one of his injections of lidocaine, it struck a nerve there. That was not very nice. It struck a nerve there. But he's awesome. I would really, I think I may actually bring my kids there, to him. They go to a different pediatric dentist, but I didn't even know that he saw kids, so I think I may actually take them there. So, just to show you how crazy and insane my brain is, I have to write things down. Otherwise, I forget them. Honestly, and if I don't constantly go over things in my head on a daily basis, I'm going to forget. Huh, that's interesting. I love to listen to music. Almost exclusively listen to music whenever I can when I'm by myself. But, just sometimes you have to, or at least I do, just not listen to anything. Like today, I think the majority of the time that I was in my car, I just sat in there and I just thought about my day, thought about what I needed to do, thought about what's going to happen, and then the future, all the things that the new, the unknown, like starting a new job. This is, I don't know, the third or fourth job I have, I guess, in the last 5-6 years. So, I am an educator. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about where I wanted to go with that. So because of that, I really like to learn and look up different things. So much that my kids, my 5-year-old, I don't know the last time that I actually let him definitely. I constantly lose focus. And a friend of mine, actually, he just sent me a video by Happy Gamer talking about different types of personalities. And one of them was wind. And as soon as he explained it, I was thinking, holy shit, that is me. My ideas, bounce off. It's like I have so many different ideas, and he explained it so well. So many ideas, but you don't necessarily follow through with all of them, or you don't necessarily commit to them. And I totally feel that. I absolutely agree. There are so many different things I think about, especially with, the whole streaming thing, because earlier today I was thinking, what? This is basically my own personal journal. I can do whatever the hell I want. I can talk about whatever I want, because there are constantly things that I think about throughout the day, But I don't like to bother people. I don't like to I don't know. I mostly keep to myself because I don't like to. I don't like conflict. I don't like to bother people, and quite honestly, just lately, my focus has been on my kids and trying to make sure that I'm present and in the moment. Whenever we're outside, you know. You don't have a saw? You gotta get with it, man. I think my husband left one. Well, he surely left one here. Which, by the way, I was thinking earlier. I think if I consistently do this, that I would like to have a word of the day. Yeah, Myth, you need to get one, man. And so, every time I stream, I'm going to have a different word. And today's word is discipline. Specifically, self-discipline. Yeah. Some of us have it. Not me. And others don't. Some of us have it. Yeah, maybe so much. I mean, that's true. Whenever you don't have to worry about anything. It's a pain in the ass having to cut a yard. But, you know, it's okay. I have the means to do it, so I'm gonna do it. I asked for this. I'm gonna do it. Believe me. Kinky. What's wrong with kinky? That's absolutely fine. Chores are fun. Not when you have to do it for everyone. And then it kind of turns into, like, honestly, really a chore, you know? Exactly what it is. I told myself earlier, you need to keep track of how many times you say the word literally. Because that word is so honestly overused. You get so tired of hearing that word. At least I do. So much that I have decided that I need to stop. So I'm gonna stop. I actually have a full-time job. I haven't really done it because, you know, it's been the summertime and everything, but wait, pause, time out. This is what I meant to say earlier. If by chance you know me personally at any point in time and you're here, first of all, thank you for being here, period. But if at any point, you know, you want to say something, please feel free to, but just don't say my name, my personal name, just because I really do prefer to be a private person as much as I can. And ultimately, I'm really not doing this because I want to do this full time or anything, because I really, really don't. But you know, I don't think I can do this. You know, just, you know, I'm just saying, this is really, I pretty much plan on doing this, you know, for free. I'm just here to see if, you know, if there's anyone else out there that could possibly relate to anything that I'm saying. Maybe you've been there. Maybe it's something like that. Something that I say has happened to you, or maybe it strikes a nerve. Shit, I don't know. the point is, at the end of the day, thanks, man. There's a reason I don't share my children, their pictures on social media, and that's really honestly because I feel like it's not my place to share that, their names or anything about them. And I'd like to think that their father and I have done a pretty good job of that. Which, by the way, I just recently turned 31, so if anyone ever asked, there it is. And also, I do have a YouTube channel, and I did just recently post it on my Twitch channel. So if for some strange reason you are compelled to go and look up whatever dumb shit or my crappy ass league playing, please feel free. Totally. Well, I told my kids 25, but I told my mom about that, and she didn't find it very funny that I I said that in jest, and I'm like, okay, well maybe I should just stick to saying the truth, So for the record, I am 31. It's not a joke. I thought it'd be funny if I said 25, but meh. I do take my mother's I do take her opinion seriously. I do take it to heart. My mom is a great mom. Blissfully unaware, but it's okay. I'm really digging these vibes. Really digging this music. Really? My mom never did that, ever. So, were they funny at least? Okay, yeah, I was about to say. Dang. My mom was never, I mean, she was funny, I guess. No, I mean, she's funny, just not in that particular way. I don't know, man. Oh, stressful times, and one looks at their childhood through rose-tinted glasses. Let me tell you about one ridiculous thing that I did. So when I was, I don't know, I was 8 or 10, and so there are 4 of us, and I am the second oldest. So here we go. Interestingly enough, that it makes it look like I'm taller than everyone if we were to go this way. But anyway, the point is, this is me. Yeah, basically, I'm just kidding. I feel like as a middle child, though, you have to, at the very least as a second child, you have to think about, you're the third oldest of 4. So you're the other middle child. So you're like that sister. Huh? It's really interesting. I feel like the dynamics of siblings, and having a brother, a sibling. I always wish that I had an older brother, at the very least like a brother. But I don't know. We were 4 girls. And that's okay. That's what the universe decided. Did you get hand-me-downs? Surely you did. I mean, my little one is getting hand-me-downs. I mean, that's just it. Yeah, it's true. They always get shotgun. Believe it. To the end. We used to play Sailor Moon because we would watch Sailor Moon en español. todo el tiempo. And that's actually how I watched it. Honestly, I could never watch Sailor Moon in English because it's just so boring. I don't know. Either the actors aren't as animated in their voices, I don't know what it is, or I'm just attached to my childhood in a very unhealthy way, but I really love Sailor Moon, but naturally my older sister was always Sailor Moon, and I think I would always end up being a Sailor Pluto, which sadly is actually irrelevant really now. But what is that? I take it as it's an anime, but did it play on Cartoon Network? Ranma y medio. Yeah. Some of the ones that I've watched in Japanese, but I really haven't watched much of anything lately. If I'm being honest here, I told myself today I made a decision. Wholesome. I love that word. That is such a good word. Discipline, though. We are going to go back to discipline. I said that's the end of the day. You see what I mean? I get off track. Sure. Just, remind me. And I will. Because, honestly, if you know what? I'll write it right now. I was thinking about getting into calligraphy. Wholesome. Hunter x Hunter? What an interesting name. I don't often get time to myself. And by that I mean like watch the TV, because I don't watch TV usually. The vast majority of the day the TV is off, especially right now because my oldest is punished. He's punished. Indefinitely, until I decide otherwise, because he's got all kinds of things going on. He doesn't have his Switch. He doesn't quite have it together, and quite honestly, he reminds me of me. And the thing is, he has officially been diagnosed with ADHD. I have not. But I really don't see it as an ADHD thing for me. I think it's really just an ADD, because I don't know. I guess I could argue that it is an HD, whatever Western technical name you want to go for. I am very animated in the sense that I often use my hands, and I often move. Whenever I played oh really? Your parents are old school? So hypothetically speaking, if you had a girlfriend, or when you had a girlfriend and you lived there, if and when you did, would your parents have been okay with her staying there? Yeah, see, it's one of those. It wasn't really that bad though until I had children, and my entire perception, of life just completely changed. That's when I really started. That's when it really exacerbated. And see, I have a friend or an old friend, what have you. I'm not really sure. But her parents were okay with her boyfriend living there, for a long time. My parents would never be okay with that. Never were okay with that. But then I moved out. And I don't know. Things got really weird after that. But why is that? My sister said she didn't want to. One of them did. And I think it's very interesting. Because I knew ever since I was a little girl that I wanted kids, Like, I'm done. I really don't. No more. It's a lot. It's a really big investment. And that's so selfless of you, It's felt, that's very altruistic. And here I am trying, in earnest to do everything that I can to make sure that my kids grow up to be wholesome people. Not that I didn't have, a wholesome childhood, because I really did. I have no complaints. If I really wanted to, I could absolutely complain. We grew up not having a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I really don't like to complain. I don't like to talk about myself. I have no room to complain. I really don't. So, yeah, it was rough, whatever. We didn't have a lot of money, but yeah, at least in terms of love and being cared for and always having someone there. I mean, even if my sisters pissed the living crap out of just pissed me off, and it was ridiculous growing up, but at least I had people there, and my mom, she always made sure that we had food, awesome, delicious food. Oh my goodness. She can cook so wonderfully. And this has been diagnosed. See, honestly, I come from a family, if they do have any of this, I wouldn't know, nor would they. It was, I'm actually, things change. It's really surprising, but I find that in Hispanic culture, it's something you don't really talk about. And a lot of people, at least not that I know of, you don't really talk about it, you don't really address it, you pretend it doesn't really exist, I guess. So you are bipolar type 2, man. I had a biology teacher he actually told us that. But other than that, the only person that know of or remember that has it. So what is that like? Hmm. Hmm. I find that the most important thing is, really thinking about what you're saying and really, what is it? Going back and reflecting on your thoughts, on what you're saying, especially talking through things. I mean, as a teacher, seeing so many kids, it makes me so sad to see that. Honestly, I know genuinely so many of them are not getting any attention. I'm not saying that pertains to you at all, but people sometimes tell you things. Sometimes you see it, you hear it in their voice. I actually remember this was something I wanted to share today, actually. I was talking to my friend Andy earlier, actually, briefly. And I actually met him teaching earlier on when I was not so ancient. And we were at Zia, this restaurant. It's an American cuisine, and we were having drinks and we were hanging out, and he's really super awesome. And he is really he's just so much fun to hang out with because I feel comfortable talking to him, genuinely. He's really cool. He's honest. And we what's that hip word all these young people use? We were really vibing. And like our souls were, we just had really good vibes, really good energy is what I like to call it. And I felt like I could, be honest with him. And so we hung out, and it was just really nice to have that friendship, but it wasn't, and it wasn't anything other than that, though. But anyway, the point is Zia. So when we were eating and hanging out, I noticed I noticed 3 tables across from us, there was this man and his kid, his son, and he was about probably 8 years old. And he was walking in with, of course he was on his phone. And he looked like he was just getting off of work. And I'll never forget, he sat down, and he was wearing like this nice button-down shirt and these slacks. Whatever. And Andy and I are talking, and I just remember they got there, not long after we'd gotten drinks. Maybe I ordered an appetizer. And I couldn't help noticing that he was on his phone the entire motherfucking time. I even took a picture of that motherfucker because I was just so so livid. I was so pissed. I could not believe it. And at this point, I was, oh God, I mean, I was 23, 24. Must have been 24. And, you know, just even then, before I even had a kid, that bothered me to no end. Why? Why did it bother me? It's important. I really need to look at the whys and things. I may spend too much time looking at why oftentimes, but it's an important question. And people need to realize that. It bothered me because this entire time they were not engaging. He was not engaging with this kid. So, you know, what have you been doing all day? Well, surely you've been at work, okay? And that's totally fine. I understand that. But what has your kid been doing all day? At school, at daycare. And I don't know about you, dude, but I know that my kid is very, very talkative. I remember when, my first year teaching, there was this one kid. Oh man, he was a goddamn parrot. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm like, you can talk all day long. All day long. And I loved him. I loved him so much. But there has to be order. There has to be order. And you can't be talking the entire time. And that's essentially my kid. And he got in trouble all the time. Vibe. It is a new word to me as well. See, I got one whenever I was, I think, 13? 14? No, that can't be right. I don't know, sophomore year of high school. And that was only because I was in band. And I needed to communicate. And apparently we were able to. So see, things weren't so bad. But the point is that what was the point? Oh, yes. That wonderful, beautiful person, young person. My child is exactly the same way. And so I understand. I can empathize now. I understand. And that is me. I have that situation with him because he can talk all day long. His imagination is fantastic. The good news is that it's because he reads and he looks at books all the time. I don't let him sit looking at it, laying down, watching, looking at an iPad all night long, or bringing an iPad to the restaurant while we eat and try to enjoy our meal and have my son sitting down looking at an iPad watching SpongeBob or some shit show and playing a game instead of interacting with human beings, which brings me actually back to my other point that this man was not interacting with his child, which is what this child so desperately needs. This child desperately needs interaction with human beings, with first and foremost with parent, because you are the person that is helping to shape this child into what they are going to eventually become as an adult. How are they going to interact with people? How are they going to recognize their own flaws? How are they going to recognize situations? How are they going to tackle liking a girl? How are you going to tackle talking and making friends if they don't know, if they don't learn what social cues are? And perhaps people do have autism. I have no doubt that is true. But there is also such a thing as doctors overprescribing and people taking things that they don't need. and I really try not to. En verdad, trato de no tomar medicina porque en realidad yo siento que no debes de estar tomando medicina nada más porque te dice el doctor. Which, by the way, if you happen to be stopping by, thank you so much. Monsieur Dark Inferno. Thank you so much for the follow. I honestly didn't hear that at all, but I really do appreciate it. If anyone joins, si alguien por acaso está aquí y habla español, por favor díganme, y a algún punto yo puedo decir algo, traducir, porque en realidad sí me gusta mucho practicar mi español. En realidad las costumbres de personas de países latinoamericanos, yo no estoy muy consciente, yo no sé mucho de ellos, porque en realidad la única oportunidad que yo he tenido de hablar y practicar mi español ha sido con mi familia, y eso es algo que pues me da mucha lástima, porque no he tenido suficiente experiencia. Bueno, o sea, no tengo excusa. En verdad yo debería de haber... Oh, ¿de veras? Excelente. Mucho gusto. Storm Shadow. Mucho gusto. Bienvenido. Me encanta el español. Me gustaría mucho practicarlo más. Pero el punto es que no tengo más oportunidad. En realidad yo debería de leer más artículos, más libros. Es más, una de mis primas de México, ella me prestó un libro, Hornos de Hitler. Yo debería de... Thank you. Yo debería de tomar... de leerlo, porque Hornos de Hitler, creo que así se llama. Yo también, qué padre, eso es excelente. Listen, if you try enough, where there's a will, there's a way. People say they don't change, but that's bullshit. They do. That's actually a quote from a song that I really like. Tame Impala. German is very different, and the only consolation that any of us have, we that speak English, is that, English has a lot, there's a considerable amount of Germanic roots, words, kindergarten. I mean, I'm pretty sure literally came from Germany, but honestly, if anyone, I have a whiteboard actually, and I would be more than happy to talk about it. Actually, my plan was to take out I have an art drawing pad that my husband gave me, and I used it like twice, but I haven't really touched it. Like I haven't messed with it, but I really want to. I really need to, because I feel like it would make for, I think like it would really add to my ridiculous stories or my tangents. Maybe it would help keep me on track, honestly, with whatever it is that I'm trying to do here. It did what? I'm sorry. But see, okay, again, discipline. Talking about the dude. It takes discipline. It takes discipline not to be on your phone all the time. That's an active thing. Like, that's an actively difficult thing to do. Why? Because it's readily available to you. You know, it's literally right here, right next to me. And it's so easy to just grab. You know, it saddens me to say, but in reality, well, it is. It's difficult. It absolutely is. But let me tell you what is not okay. Okay, if I may. So I went to the restroom in Costco. Costco is wonderful. Their restrooms, they're clean. People, either one, the employees are very, very meticulous, and they are very, very on top of things and proactive about keeping the restrooms clean. Or two, the people that shop at Costco, along with the people that work there, because I know that they do their job, the people that are customers of Costco are considered enough to clean up after themselves in the restroom. Anyway, the point is, it's really not that bad. And so I went to the restroom. You know, just, you know, to do regular things. And, you know, like just to go take a piss, whatever. But the thing was, when I went, it was very uncomfortable. Why? Because like 3 stalls away from me, and so this restroom, I prefer to say restroom, not bathroom. I don't know why. There's something weird about me. But anyway, the restroom. You know, because you rest. You stand there for a second and you take a respite. You think about life, contemplate existence, whatever. So anyway, the very large, spacious restroom, 3 stalls away from me, this woman is having a full fucking conversation about her life and about how some dude, I lie, I don't even know if it's a dude, a person asked someone else for money, and this person gave that person that asked for money, and then the person that gave them money called and complained to the person that they lent the money to because they didn't say thank you for being loaned the money. And like, that's effectively what the whole thing was about. But my question is, why do you have to have this conversation in this very nice, spacious restroom that is, you know, a restroom? You have to have this conversation in a restroom. You know, like, I don't know if that happens everywhere. I'm really not sure, but, you know, I feel like this happens more often than I'd care to believe, to recall. But, yeah, like, honestly, I knew about 3 or 4 people in 25 seconds that were involved in this whole shenanigan, hula-palooza involved, and then this whole thing. And so it really just made me want to get the fuck out of there. You know, so I very quickly washed my hands, walked out of there. I didn't even use paper towels. Because hey, that's okay. My hands are gonna dry eventually. And it was honestly just a really freaky situation. I don't need to know that, man. I don't need to know that, but that's okay. Most of the time, it's just normal. Going on about your day. Woo, man. You know, there's some pretty rough things about being a dude, I'm not gonna lie, but I've gotta say, hold on, I'm gonna find it. This is for all you fellas out there with ladies to impress. It's what easy to do. Just follow these steps. 1. I'm just kidding. But for all you white dudes out there, if you think, especially, okay, for all you white people, especially white dudes, if you don't believe that white privilege exists or that racism in general exists, may I just present this song to you? Just listen to it with an open ear and an open heart. And that's it. That's all I have to say. But I'm just fine. And I really hope that if you've never heard it before, that you give it a listen, because it's really And even if you're not a white dude, you should just listen to this, because he honestly makes an excellent point. I mean, I can't argue with you. Fuck. This is all true. I'm sorry. Racism and sexism, essentially. That's what I was getting at. I'm watching him right now. It's your boy LD. Dude, I'm just saying, like, as a person, as a human being, just hear me out, people, person, lady, dude, fam, whoever you are. As a human being that has been married, been with on and off this white dude on and off for like 11 years, and we're now separated, and I have my own lovely smelling space because I've had some incense burning and all this lovely stuff. So because this has all been happening, and I can look back and say, this person, he has come such a long way. And maybe not so much as recognizing and saying this, but, he has listened to this song and he acknowledges this. I'm sorry. I have to take a picture of this because I'm posting this in the Discord. Because it's true. And just in case, so just in case you want to join the Discord server, I'm going to put that here. What do you mean that's why he got blacklisted as a rapper? Because he said something that was true? By who? The Republican Party? Not that I'm trying. I don't... I used to consider myself Republican. That was kind of an astonishing thing for me, looking back on it now. But that's because I was naive, and I hadn't formed my own opinions, and I hadn't thought for myself. Because as a young person who doesn't really know what they're doing, that's what happens a lot of times. And you just do what you're told, and you listen to what the adults that you trust tell you, and so you're like, okay, yeah, cool, all right, yeah, fuck Obama, awful person, the devil, Satan is coming. I remember reading stuff like that in forwards back in the day when there were like chain forwards and shit in emails, and look at how far we've come in less than 8 years. It's kind of crazy to think about. Fort Hood. Was it Hood? to be honest, I don't know. Nothing that he has come out with recently I have really liked or listened to. Like, okay, Earth. I felt like that was really just so mainstream and just, it made me kind of want to vomit, honestly. I didn't care for it at all. And Freaky Friday, I felt like those were just trying to appeal to the mainstream crowd, basically. Which, you know, is pretty much what everyone does. I used to love John Legend. John Legend. The song Ordinary People, that is a really good song. Genuinely good lyrics. You know, we're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. Maybe we should take things slow. You know? And so on and so forth. It's a really good song, you know, genuinely. Do I like who he is today? Not at all. I really don't, you know, hell, he made an album called Evolve, and he did evolve. He evolved into someone I do not care for at all, in the least. I don't care for him. You know, I don't care for what he's doing with all of his money. You know, and again, this is from my point of view. At the end of the day, take my word for what it's worth, you know, because you honestly never know. But the thing is, you yourself grow and evolve, and I don't like what he's doing, you know. But it's okay to like his old stuff. I still listen to his old album every now and again, because it's just genuinely a good one. Yeah, it's really stupid. I don't know. But at the same time, what a cop out, dude. I mean, you accepted it. You're becoming part of the system, essentially. Because money talks. Because ultimately people want to be, you know, want to be famous. You know, they want to be liked. They want to be loved. They, you know. But, I don't know. That's exactly it. You have to draw the line. That fine line between your integrity, your soul, who you are, your essence, keeping you you know, effectively something like, hypothetically, you know, if I were to, like I'm telling you now, I'm telling you now in earnest, genuinely, I want to go back to school. I don't want to do this full time. I have no intention of doing this full time. You know, I really do love being an educator. I think I would even love, you know, teach at a university. You know, I mean, Mr. All right. It's actually in Austin now. Mr. McConaughey. Hey. You know, I mean, clearly, I don't know what he has to offer in terms of intellect. But, hell, he wants to teach. That's interesting. A person who has tons of money. Clearly money isn't everything if he's so fucking bored, you know, or maybe he's not bored. Maybe he just has a random calling, you know, to be a teacher, a professor, you know, but it's interesting. I am a teacher. I'm an educator because of the people that have impacted me and the people that have, you know, helped me to be the person that I am today, you know? It's kind of crazy thinking about it. I was making a list earlier of all the people that have really shaped me to be the person that I am today in a positive way, you know? So often we like to think on the bad. We like to, you know, look at all the negative things that fall into our life. Yeah, but then Dave, I don't even know what it's called. I don't think his show really did that well. I don't know. The point is, he knows what he's talking about. He's got the right mindset. He's not an idiot. I think he's very, very aware. You know, just like Eminem, he's aware. He's aware. Shit, even his like old shit, he talked about that. I mean, you know, he has evolved, I think, overall, generally for the better, I would say. I think that Eminem, he's got, I think he's got a much better mindset, healthier mindset. You know, he was so angry early on in his career, you know. Reasonably so, I mean, and rather than killing someone, he decided to rap about it. So, I mean, hell, good. I'm glad you didn't kill anyone. And I really, you know, good for you, man. That we know of anyway, because shit, you know, you've got people like, I don't know, I forget that dude's name, that wrote that book. I didn't kill her, but if I did, this is what I would have done. That guy. That killed, you know, his beautiful wife. Which, if the majority of the people, okay, what was it? I heard this statistic earlier. 65% of Twitch viewers are male. So what does that say? Well, number one, there aren't that many girls, which is kind of sad because, I mean, I don't really know why, but, you know, it would be nice because I do have friends that are girls, but in general, I feel like I tend to get along better with guys. You know? And honestly, I really, you know, I like having friends. But the thing is that it's, and this is why hopefully I can start committing to streaming more often, is because I'm so busy all the time, all day, because now it's just me. I'm by myself and I have my 2 kids. And so I want to make sure that they grow up to be the best people that they can be. And so I have to give up my time. I have to sacrifice watching TV, watching shit, reading books, you know, spending time watching dumb shit on YouTube or whatever, reading up on the latest lingo or anything, what have you, you know, like I genuinely give that up, and I'm going to be as honest as I can here, because I mean that's why I'm here, you know. This is now all going on this particular, yeah, totally. Wow. Radio, dude. So the point is that, damn, where were my thoughts? Focus, Whimsy, son. If you think that all women are just vapid, shallow shells that just look nice on the outside, then you're an ignorant, stupid person, and you're probably gonna die alone, you know? I don't know. It all comes down to your perspective And it all comes down to your attitude. And if you're going to say things like that, then that explains your problem right there. Quite frankly. And I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't know. See, I don't have the time to sit down and look at these statistics as much as I would like to. At least not right now. Now, why is that? I often say that the most important, I believe this is one of my philosophies in life. The most important question you'll ever ask yourself is why. And so every day I ask myself, why? Why am I alive? Well, number one, it's for the people that I love, the people that I care about, which interestingly enough, happens to be everyone. Even the people that I dislike. Every single person I genuinely love and care about. And I know that sounds insane. Okay, no, scratch that. If you are an absolute psychopath, sorry. I mean, I have no idea. I don't know what to say. But I genuinely care, and the thing is, I care about everything about this place. I care about animals too, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm just going to start crying. Quite frankly, I'm what you would, I guess, describe as an empath or whatever. I don't know. I don't like to label, but when I go to a professional psychologist to tell me that I'm absolutely insane, there you go. Is that what you want to hear? I'm absolutely insane. Oh my God. But whenever I go and they tell me, things that I already know, hopefully, probably, if they end up telling me that I'm normal, that I don't have ADHD, I'm gonna ask them what the fuck is wrong with me. Evaluate me all day. Watch me try to accomplish my day and get by without saying, where the fuck are my keys? But the thing is, I do everything for them. It's really not about me. And I'd said earlier that I don't live life because I'm trying to for me right now, like it's genuinely not about me. So I don't want them to become these, monsters that are constantly on their technology. But also, I don't want them to see me on it either. So I try, keyword try, I try to stay off of my computer for the most, for the majority of the day. And that's why, honestly, I only stream at night, usually, because I'm doing other things during the day. I've got a lot of things going on. I have to tend to things and have, human beings that I have to take care of. Because at the end of the day, it's not about myself. I don't really have time to pity myself and say that I'm, time to just put the TV on, that I feel like that's such a cop-out. Or like having the iPad at the table. That's absolutely awful. There's absolutely no socialization going on there. That's okay. Maybe I am a psycho though, who knows? Maybe that's where I am all day, who knows? Maybe this is all just a giant ruse. Maybe I'm not really who I say I am. I was actually thinking about pretending that I have a British accent, that I'm actually from England or someplace that is not southern Louisiana. But I think I'm a bit rusty. But I was thinking about telling my kids that at the beginning of the school year, because I think that would be fun, honestly. I love shaking things up a bit. And because I'm awfully curious to see how long I would actually be committed to that. Because I think, like I said earlier, I'm like the wind. And, you know, it sounds super fun. But at the end of the day, the thing is, am I going to stay committed to it? That's really kind of how everything is in life, including your friendships and your relationships. Most importantly, with those that you interact with on a regular basis. You know, the people that you choose to have surrounding you personally. Because ultimately, they really play a big part on who you are. Which reminds me, connecting with people is important. It's nice to be nice. Friendships are a two-way street. This is bullshit that I wrote earlier. I was telling someone earlier today or yesterday, I don't know, someday. Days are a blur to me. It's when I was little, I was so scared. Don't let me forget. I was telling you a story about, I was telling someone yesterday. You know what? Let me just tell the story before I forget. So, I was telling someone yesterday that when I was in college, you know, I had a few friends. You know, basically all of my life, I've really been an introvert. I very much am an introvert. You know, I've always been very introverted. And it's just because I like to keep to myself. Like I said, you know, I have mentioned this before. You know, but just being around a lot of people is draining, you know. It's a lot, you know. I just like having smaller crowds. And so essentially, son of a bitch. Oh, yes. You see, I'm telling you. My brain is insane. But I was telling someone yesterday that when I was a lot younger, like in my early 20s, I was so concerned about, you know, what I was doing all the time. You know, that I was doing something with someone. I was so worried about being alone. You know, it was a genuine concern of mine. Like, oh, I'm not doing anything with anyone. You know, I should be doing something with someone. Why am I not hanging out with someone? And I was so concerned with what everyone else was doing and what everyone else essentially cared, you know, what everyone else was doing. Why was I not concerned with myself? I don't know. But I really cared to know what everyone else thought about me. And effectively, the small group of friends that I had. It was very Catholic, we would go on retreats and all of this stuff. And so when we went to college, I hung out with them, and I didn't really branch out. I was scared to. It's really what it is. Instead of rising to the occasion, going to some school where I didn't know anyone else, I chose to go to the familiar. And I regret that, that I don't regret many things. That's probably one of the things that I regret, because I don't think that would have affected me having my kids today. I don't think so. So I'm not going to take that back. But anyway, one of my really, really good friends, we would go dancing, Latin night dancing all the time. And she really had a thing for, for dancing. I mean, she's really good at dancing. And, dancing with the Hispanic dudes at the Latin night. And it was fun, I love to dance. I really, really genuinely enjoy dancing. But the point is, we eventually met these two guys, and we would meet them sometimes on Saturday nights, and we would go dancing. And she liked one of them, I guess. I don't know. I really don't remember. Genuinely, I think. I don't know. But we went dancing with them, and one day, I think she had, I don't know where she was or what, but one day we went dancing, and she didn't come with us. So it was the three of us. And like, thinking about it now, it sounds really weird, but now that I'm like a lot older, that was really weird. I can't believe that I did that. And I trusted them because I didn't really know them that well. But anyway, the point is, we went and we danced, and that was it. Like, we hung out once, like just the three of us. And we went dancing, and they brought me home. Shit, I was still living with my mom. So, and I mean, she always made sure that I was alive and I was home. So it's like, I don't know. I had some kind of crazy trust thing. But, she got mad at me. We stopped talking. And then come to find out, my oldest sister, she had mentioned something, I believe, to the effect of, she thought that I was trying to steal this guy from her, or basically, which I didn't have any interest in them in the first place. I don't know. I'd like to believe I genuinely don't, go out of my way to flirt. That's not really who I am. Or to do anything, to lead someone on. That's not healthy. That's not good at all. It's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. So, effectively, that's why we are not friends anymore. But at the time, it really bothered me, But now, looking back, it sounds really stupid. I don't talk to either of them. And we were friends forever. For us to have been friends for such a long time, and then to not be friends over a guy, which really makes me wonder, that bros before hoes bullshit, is that real? Because I feel like it is. As for chicks, they're just pricks, really. That's what it feels like. I don't think she talked to me about it. She very well could have, but we never got to that point. It's really upsetting. Muchísimas gracias. Coto 199. Hey, ¿Inglés o español? So, anyway, effectively, I don't miss her anymore. I'm okay. I'm really happy that we're not friends anymore, because quite honestly, I don't think that we would. Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't think that we would be friends still to this day, because I'm pretty sure she's super uber duper Catholic and all of this stuff, and I'm not. I am like the opposite. I'm anti-Catholic, but that's for another day. That's for another day, another story. Although that is on my list. I'm going to write that down right now. How are you? Koto, am I pronouncing that correctly? By the way, if you're stopping by, thank you so much. My name is Whimsy. If you happen to know me personally, I do beg you to just call me Whimsy. And let my identity be a secret forever lost. Oh. Yeah, I was raised Catholic, but I don't go to church. I'm not bringing my children to church. I don't think I will. At least not now. That's where my head is right now. As of now, I have no intention of bringing them to church. I don't want to. I don't think that's to be honest, some of the kindest, most lovely people that I've ever met are atheists. Don't believe in God or anything. Really more of a spiritual thing, really. So, but the point is, it's ultimately what works for you. You know, I'm not knocking on anyone. I have no disrespect. You know, the most important thing is that you find purpose, that you find your why. Why do you get up in the morning? You have to figure that out. You can't live in anguish, you know. One of my favorite bands growing up was Linkin Park. Chester Bennington. In the End. That came out when I was in 6th grade. And even when I listen to him now, his voice, you know, it just sounds, you hear it. And thinking about how he killed himself. What's it going to take for people to believe that being famous and having money, having all the money in the world, isn't going to solve your problem? It's not going to solve your problems. What do you want out of life? You have to honestly consider that. Nice. Well, thanks for hopping in. I'm really just starting something new. Just talking about life. Hoping that open-minded individuals pop by and listen, and I don't know, maybe can relate to some things that I'm saying. Because I quite frankly, if you're looking for pretty much almost naked bodies, you know, hot tubs, streams, all that jazz, you're not gonna find that here. I'd love to sing. I need to learn how to play guitar. I think eventually I may play my flute on stream. I think that would be kind of fun. If anyone would even want to listen to that. But anyway. Definitely. And, you know, considering that I think about dying and death all the time, I figure I may as well leave my thoughts, you know, what I think about on a daily basis somewhere. That way it's there, if for no one else, if at least for my kids, you know, the kids that I have taught, and my own, you know, the people that I know may actually care to listen, you know, because at the end of the day, you choose to be here. I'm not holding a gun to your head. I'm not telling you to be here. Okay, yes, I'm telling you to be here, but it's your choice. It's your choice if you're going to be here or not. So, you know, if I die, if and when I die, because we're all gonna die, let's face it. if, you know, if we're all gonna die, I'm gonna die. And my kid talks about it all the time. We actually had an existential crisis, sitting on the, you know, sitting with our arms around each other, sitting on the toilet. No one was on the toilet, but we, you know, we happened to be in there. And, you know, one day he said, you know, Mommy, we're gonna die one day, aren't we? You're gonna die. And I said, yeah, you know. And honestly, I started crying right then and there, because yeah, we are gonna die. And that's such a scary thing, you know? And the fact that I think he was 4 at the time. Maybe I don't know, he's 5 now. But he's, however old he was at the time, 4 or 5. You know, the fact that he realized and recognized that tells me that he has you know, he's conscious, he is aware, he is conscientious now. He is responsible for his actions. I can hold him accountable for the mistakes that he makes, that he needs to be held accountable for, you know? The thing is, we need to find the balance between where it's an honest mistake and where we need to hold people accountable, you know? Like, some jerk could bump into you. You know, let's just say, honestly, they bump into you and they're like, hey, watch where you're going. Because, you know, they've shown that in movies all the fucking time. Well, okay, honestly, this dude obviously bumped into you, but he is fucking aggressing you whenever he bumped into you. So, obviously, that's not exactly, you know, that's absolutely uncalled for. He should be held accountable for that. But whatever. But now, if it's an honest mistake and both of you aren't watching, you know, it's a mistake. It's an accident. How can you hold anybody accountable? You know, like, and maybe that's not the best example, but let's say my kid does something. I don't know. He's pouring some freaking sugar. He's cooking something because he loves to cook. So let's say he's cooking something and he is pouring the milk, you know, and he's pouring it and it accidentally, you know, slips and it falls, you know. If I'm having a bad day, how easy would it be for me to snap and say, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. You got this milk everywhere. That would be, I mean, that sounds like a pretty human response, but is that the right response? What I usually do, because I want to do that, but I try my damnedest. And listen, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I do give into that. I can't believe you did that. But I try my best to look at him with the eyes of death and just say, look, you have to be careful. And I get really quiet. It's easier to live with myself if I just take a fucking deep breath and I don't pull his hairs out. Because I can remember the fucking times that my mom would take my fucking ears and just vas a ver aquí, ven para acá, whatever. Or get the fucking motherfucking chancla out. The notorious CHANCLA chancla. Get that motherfucking chancla out and beat their ass. You know it's gonna happen. If you grew up in a Hispanic household, just know it's gonna happen. Which, by the way, randomly, I have to tell you, Ref loves you. Thank you so much for the follow. I didn't see it. I have no idea why I can't hear this. I need to turn it up or something. I don't know, man. But thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much to everyone that has been here so far, because if you're not here, then I probably wouldn't be doing this, honestly. But, yeah, it definitely, it helps to live as if you were immortal until you go and do something stupid and die. Like those influencers who love to go and climb on top of Mount Everest and then just, fall off the cliff and fall to their doom. Yes. I totally understand that you want to, do something really cool. And, that's just it. Everyone wants to be recognized. Everyone wants to be adored. Everyone wants to be admired. Everyone wants to be loved. We all want that. But the thing is, what are you going to do to go about that and receiving that? And I feel like one of the biggest problems people have is, and really it comes down to looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, am I worthy of love? Am I worthy of being loved? Because at the end of the day, and it sounds so fucking bullshit. It sounds cliche. It really, really does. It sounds so stupid. But genuinely, you have to love yourself and know when it's time to stop, or know when you did something wrong, or know when you need to change something, or know when you need to get the fuck out of somewhere. You have to listen to your fucking gut sometimes. You have to listen to that little voice in your head. I mean, you can't tell me that you don't have a voice inside of your head. I do know that some people have absolutely no, what is it called? They have absolutely no inner monologue. I talk to myself all the time, to get myself through my day. Why? Because I have a spastic brain, and my brain is like absolutely everywhere. And I'm like, okay, is my kid alive? Is this one, holy shit, this one just freaking threw himself off the goddamn cart. I'm in the middle of Costco and I don't even know if he's alive anymore. Oh my god, I have to call and get my insurance fixed because I'm about to start work at this new place. Oh my god, holy shit, I have 2 appointments tomorrow that I just remembered. What else? Like, I literally, and I have to write all this down. I have to remind myself, I have to add all this on calendars, because quite frankly, I'm worried about so many different things, and I'm worried about letting people down. I'm worried about it less now because, quite frankly, I don't have enough time to juggle worrying about things, It's, isn't that weird? You have to think, you have to prioritize what you're going to worry about. That's what I do. Okay? What am I going to worry about today? What am I going to focus my energy on? That's what I do all the time. And so effectively, I find myself in a place where I'm anxious all the time because I'm worrying about this, that, and the other. Mainly my kids, more than anything, again. And the people I care about. Because I have to make sure that if I die today, if I die tomorrow, I have to make sure that my conscience is okay. That I know that I didn't fuck up. And it has nothing to do with heaven. But again, if you're religious and you're Christian or what have you, and if that works for you, that works for you, then wonderful. But I don't try to be a good person because I'm scared I'm going to go to heaven or I'm going to go to hell or whatever. At this point, I'm really just worried about what's going to happen to my children when they grow up. What's going to happen to them if and when I die? What's going to happen to them? How are they going to affect other people's lives? Because ultimately, that's just it. That's what people don't think about. As a parent, I have learned that my single greatest investment in this entire world are my children. That's why I don't put TV on all day for them. That's why I try to read at least 1 book a day with my kid, which, by the way, I dropped the ball on that for ever, maybe even a year, once my little one was born, and I'm going to be honest with you. That's all I can do, I have to be honest. I dropped the ball for a long time, and so the thing about it is, I have to do right by them, because they are then going to influence other people outside of the people that I influence, because it's a web, it's a chain, we're all we're all interconnected. It's like the beauty of superorganisms. Bees are so beautiful. They're so wonderful. I have bees, and I haven't been giving them the attention that they deserve, because I've had a lot going on, just internally, just with me personally. And again, that's not a fucking excuse, but I'm aware of it. So now I need to, again, write that, I don't need to write it down, actually. But, I mean, they're okay, they're alive, but the point is that that's something that interests me. But, I'm so anxious about all these other things that have been going on that it's taking away from me being able to enjoy them, focus on them, because eventually I'd really like to, to stream them. I think it'd be really fun for me to show you guys about them. I think they're so beautiful, and they're so wonderful, and they're the perfect example of what I would like, what I wish for people to be like, to treat each other that way. I'm nice to people because I want my children and the people around me to be nice to other people. I hope that I make other people want to be nice. If anything, I smile, I wave at people, whoever the hell they are. It doesn't fucking matter what they look like. Genuinely, I just want everyone to be okay, and a simple smile goes such a long way. Again, it sounds so fucking cliche, but it's very true. Hello, I mean, I was meandering in some fucking random neighborhood the other day. I was lost, and I was lost, but this dude kind of looked at me confused, and he just waved at me, and I just smiled and I waved back, and it was all good, and it's really, what if that's all that person gets for the day? I don't know. I know that I don't. I'm full to the brim with hugs and kisses from my children all day long. I mean, I'm so grateful to have my bed all to myself, honestly, because I'm, the amount of emotional and physical affection that I have to give all day long, it's wonderful. It's so wonderful. But I'll be honest, it's really draining. Not draining emotionally. It's not emotionally draining. Why? Because thankfully they're my kids, and most importantly, I enjoy being around them. They're not fucking annoying. They don't drive me nuts. They don't drive me crazy. I actually enjoy being around them, even though the 5-year-old can really just talk his little ears off, and he can talk all day long, and so most of the day I find myself just listening to him while, navigating through my brain, my neurons, my thoughts, and all of this. I'm like, yeah, definitely. Okay, so what's his game? He's been Lone Soldiers Away. He has been playing this game called Soldiers Away. He's made this up because, like I said, he has not watched TV at my house or played Switch, I don't know, in weeks. He hasn't watched like a movie in weeks. Can't tell you the last time that happened. But, oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Covering myself with the thought that at some point I will die. Oh yeah, ADHD. I do have ADHD. Yes. I mean, okay, again, I don't know. I haven't been diagnosed, but my child has. My husband, who I'm separated from now, has been diagnosed officially. So, I don't know. Something tells me it might be possible, but Yeah, a lot of people say that. I think the idea of heaven came about to get people used to the idea of dying easier. Yeah, definitely. You know, the idea of crossing over, or there being something else, heaven or hell, also, you know, absolutely scaring the bejesus out of people, you know, especially in the, especially in, what do you call that? Those days where people, hell, no, sorry, the Lord shall smite thee who dares disserve the Lord, or whatever crazy business happens. Getting the most drama you can out of life. I don't want to get drama in my life. Ugh. I want the opposite of that. I want peace. I want to be alone. Not alone. You know, I don't like drama. I don't like drama. And I feel like that's really like the biggest problem with society. The society in the United States of America. Of America. Let's be very clear on that. Hold on. Let's see. This is... Why do you think I can have too much empathy? I was actually watching a Vice article about people on the streets in England, and I thought that, oh yeah, fair enough. But I was watching a Vice thing on Snapchat, because I use Snapchat, and basically these people, what are they called? I don't know, some stupid, really hilarious anagram? Or was it an initialism? Fuck, I don't know. Whatever. The point is that they were on Vice, and they basically were talking about how this group of people, whatever, they basically scout out these really large buildings, dwellings, and they find that nobody, you know, they've been vacant for X amount of time, and then they go, and then they hop in there, they break the windows open, and then they go and they live in there, you know, and they just have all these people go and live in there, and they just break everything, you know. And the way some of them talked about it, it made it sound like it was okay. And the thing about it is, I know that there's a problem with homelessness, but I don't really, there's a line that is being crossed whenever you go and break shit up and break things apart, you know. Now I say that, you know, I'm not homeless. I don't, you know, I genuinely don't know that. I've never been addicted to a drug so addicting. I mean, let's be honest. Caffeine is a drug. Sugar is a drug. I have an addiction. I have a major addiction. I have a major addiction to sweets, in case you didn't know. I'm actually starting this 75 hard blah 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 that my friend, she did, and she looks wonderful. I've been friends with her for a long time, and she did it, and she and her boyfriend, and I mean, I want to do it, you know. Fuck, I need to stay committed. You know, if I'm gonna do something, I need to stay committed. And like I said, the word of the day is, what did I say it was? Discipline. I said it's discipline. Oh wait, here I am. Unemployed, unable to keep a job. Now, why are you unemployed, unable to keep a job? Hola, Picudo, ¿cómo estás? That's really nice. Yeah, that's what I hope to do. Actually, I've got this. So, wait, what time is it? Son of a bitch. Well, it's a good thing that I'm not starting this until tomorrow. Haha! I'm so proud of myself. Yay! So, so the point of that is, I did not do this. I guess I should turn this on. I can. Whatever. So, I've just proved that I can drink a gallon of water in less than 24 hours. So, yes! Good job. I'm so proud of myself. However, I didn't start today technically because I said that I was going to do it tomorrow. Even though, and technically, I didn't fucking do the 45. I did the 45 minutes, the first one, but I didn't do the 45 minutes, the second one. So, I have an appointment tomorrow again at 10. I'm getting my tires. Excuse me. I'm getting my tires rotated and balanced. I also need to get them aligned eventually. I've been doing a lot of driving. Although thankfully, I'll be doing, hopefully I'll be not driving anywhere far away for a long time because quite honestly, I'm tired. I'm tired of the driving. And it's really, it's anxiety inducing, let's be honest. I almost died several times while driving, and it's terrifying. Statistically, it is much safer for you to be on an airplane, like, in all honesty. But inevitably, we have to do what we have to do, and I'm fortunate enough to have a car and be able to drive, but, you know, I have to, like, do it every day, and it's, you know, it's still terrifying, but, you know, you gotta fucking do it. So what do? You just don't think about it, and you just do it. Just do it! Sabe feo el agua, ¿verdad? Le haces muchos gestos para hacer eso, no te haces... Oh, thanks, dude. No problem. Thanks for tuning in. It means so much to me. It really does. I really do appreciate it. No, en verdad sí es agua. En verdad sí es agua. Un galón de agua. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't think I would do it. But shit. Holy crap. There's something magical. The water really isn't that bad. La agua no está muy fea. It's not that the water's bad, but... yeah. Absolutely. Once I get all my shit together. Once I've got myself all settled straight and I've said everything I want to say. I've got another confession to make. I'm some fool. So do you believe that mental disabilities make you incapable or unable to work? How does... There's this saying that it's in the Bible somewhere, but it was quoted by John Smith effectively. The guy that you hear about stories with Pocahontas. And the quote goes, you don't work, you don't eat. And, you know, and I thought about it, you know, and I contemplated that for a while, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I do very much believe that if you were alive, you need to contribute in some kind of way. You need to work. You need to do something. Now, unless you are absolutely physically incapable. But in which case, is there something else that you could do? Perhaps? Something else, in some other way that you could contribute? I'm not going to be so ignorant as to say that I know every single case, or that I know, you know, what every single person is going through, because I've met people that have, you know, mental blockages, that have, you know, mental disabilities, mental issues, mental things. You know, we all have our skeletons. We all have our demons. I agree. I just really feel that way. If you know, the term gentleman actually is something that I learned whenever I was teaching history during colonial times. So the term gentleman actually comes from, you should look up YouTube John Green. I love him. He's adorable. I love him so much. He's great. But the reason he is great is because he tries to tell history the way that it is, you know, the way that it actually is, as best as he can, you know, from the perspective of him. And so the term gentleman actually comes from England, because back in the day, these men didn't do anything because they had money and they were privileged and they were entitled, and, you know, they couldn't do shit for themselves. So they were gentlemen. And so whenever they came over here during colonial times, a lot of them starved to death and died because they didn't know how to do anything. And they didn't have fucking Burger King or, you know, Waiter or DoorDash or whatever to go and bring them their hamburgers or their, you know, or their Buffalo Wild Wings or fucking Italian whatever from Olive Garden. I don't know. Take your pick. But the point is, you know, what is your will? You know, what is your will? Do you want to live? Do you know, why do you then, you know? And please, I'm not asking you to go kill yourself. Please, I'm not asking you to, please, that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying. You need to live. You know, I mean, the chances of us even being here are so infinitesimally small. You know, what are the odds that we would be here, alive, breathing? So many things are working against us constantly. When I was two, not when I was two, before I was two. Shit, was it before I was one? It was before I was 1 or 2. I don't know. But the point is, oh, and by the way, this is me. This is my face. I curled my eyelashes and I put a little blush on. And that's it. Because I think I've said this before, I don't feel like messing with makeup. Especially when it's so late at night, you know? Like maybe if I was streaming early in the day. But, you know, this is me just unwinding and leaving my contributions in a little box for the day. And so, you know, when I get off, chances are I'm just gonna brush my teeth, blah, 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 and decompress a little bit and then go to bed. I wish you could divulge a little bit more information. Say, you know, just, I don't understand that. I'm so confused. I can't imagine what it's like. Not doing anything with myself. living in your head can be really lonely. I was talking to a friend about that. I was talking with a friend about that earlier. Last couple days. It's really lonely sometimes, especially in your head. Hell, you could be surrounded by people and feel completely lonely. I think, who was it? Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson, who was talking about him recently? I don't know. Something about how he would, before performing, I don't know if this is true or not, but I can believe it, that oftentimes before concerts he would just sit in his hotel by himself and just cry or just be lonely, you know, because, oh, it's Michael Jackson, like, oh my god, it's the king, or whatever the hell people call him. I don't know. I'm not a huge Michael Jackson fan, but, you know, like, so many people feel that way, adore him. You know, oh my god, he's some god. Idolizing, you know, people idolize other people to the point where, you know, it becomes so unfeasible. It's not real. It's not reality anymore. And maybe that's where, you know, psychological trauma, psychological, mental troubles come from, you know. But I know that I just have to talk myself through my day. I have to be honest with myself, and I have to think about what is the reality, what is happening, what is going on with me, because otherwise it's really easy for us to manipulate things and make things not what they are, you know? And I guess that's how people end up stalking other people, and they end up being all really freaking weird. I can't believe you guys are here. This is kind of weird. I'm actually gonna go get some more to drink. I'm actually gonna go get some decaf coffee. Actually. I hope you like this music though. I'm really enjoying the vibes. Even though I'm not even listening to it right now. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. Is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? Thank you. Oh. Siento mucho que tenías que irte a dormir. Pero gracias por estar aquí, picudo. Que tengas una muy linda noche. Aunque creo que ya no estés aquí. Well, maybe being isolated is just simply, you know, your definition or your idea. Hey! Maybe it's just, you know, the thing is, and again, this comes down to me again, not wanting to feel sorry for myself. There are holy fuck, 7.9 billion people. That's a lot of people. You find yourself mostly at peace when you're not near anyone? Well, I mean, if you prefer being alone, you know, then that's okay. I guess, you know, the biggest thing is, are you happy? You know, if you're happy, then by all means, then keep doing what you're doing. Some people are happy not, you know, not, or doing. You know, that's just it. Everyone has a different interpretation. Everyone has a different definition for what life is, for what they want out of life. Qué bien que todavía estés aquí. You know, some people need to be around people constantly. I had a student who, god damn, she could talk and 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 talk. And I'm like, holy crap, how did you do that? How are you doing that? I don't even understand. How do you talk all day long? You know, in a way, I kind of, maybe I need to bring my kid down a little. I don't know. Thinking about it. But, you know, social cues are a very, very difficult thing. And that's just it, you know, you have to know when to stop. You know, that it just comes down to knowing, if you're talking to yourself enough in your head, you should know. Then that might be when you know that you're doing it right. Like, shut the fuck up. And you see, I actually had the problem when I worked. So I worked at a couple restaurants. And so when I worked at Olive Garden, At this point in time, I was so... Oh, thank you so much. My dad actually told me that I have teeth like a horse. What did he tell me? I have horse teeth or something. I told my dentist that today, actually. Because I'm like, I'm really worried because I have like nightmares. I'll be honest. That's gonna be my new most honest, like my most used phrase. Let's be honest. So, I hate my teeth. And I used to have like this stupid thing on my face. Yes, having a dream about your teeth falling out. And actually, like, this is a good story. I was dating this dude. So I've dated 2 guys in my adult life, and this is the other guy. So I was dating the other dude. He was kind of a shit. Let's just be honest. And if he watches this, I really don't care, because it's true. I mean, he was cool, but looking back on it, I really wish that we would have just been friends instead of... Oh, okay, well, you know. It is what it is. Does this look stupid? I don't even know what I'm doing. This is when you know it's too late. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Uh, mm, I feel like Hermione. That's what I was relating to today earlier. I'm like, I was thinking about that chapter where she shrinks her teeth with whatever it was that Madame Pomfrey gave her, because what did Madame Pomfrey give it to her, or did she concoct it? Anyway, whatever. She fixes her teeth because she was so self-conscious about it, and that's such a relatable thing. It's such a fucking relatable thing. I'm like, fuck. I mean, if I had magic, I'd magic my teeth fucking perfect. But you know what? I don't have money for that. I don't have magic, so I'm just, what the fuck you want me to do? But honestly, the thing is, let's examine for a second what my dad said to me. Okay, so what? Don't you think there was a better way you could have told me, Dad? Like, maybe my teeth are just forward facing, or a little forward facing, or that, my teeth, I have some Hermione issues. I don't know, man. But he never read Harry Potter, so who the fuck cares? But anyway, oh yes, going back to my story. So when I was dating this dude, I'm gonna call him Paul Simon, because I relate my life. I relate Paul Simon to that era of my life, because that was when I learned that I love Paul Simon. You live and you learn, like you said, Clay. Yeah, I mean, but whatever. You have to grow thicker skin, I think everyone does, to some degree, especially when you're on camera and people are watching you, and you're aware of it. Because, I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't really expecting anyone to watch. I was almost hoping no one would watch, because I wanted to talk about some personal things. Which I haven't even touched on yet, or talked about, but that's just it. I have so many things that I would like to talk about, but a lot of the time I can't, because, I'm with my kids. They don't need to know about the fucking bullshit that I think about during the day. All the things that I'm worried about, the things that I have to deal with. So it's, this is honestly it's a really good thing to be here, to be able to vent, to be able to just like unload and like leave it all here at the table on my black computer desktop table. So, thinking about it, I've been so I've been very self-conscious to stream. Not really self-conscious so much, but the last 3 weeks, let's see, I went to Michigan, and I went kayaking on Lake Superior, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was lovely. It was absolutely beautiful. And the water was just gorgeous. It was pristine. It was crystal clear. It was lovely. And kayaking there, it was the most beautiful place that I've been to so far in this country. Definitely, hands down. And then I went to South Carolina, to Aiken for a while, and then I went to Biloxi. Oh yes, oh god, I want to go back. I would love to, but there's so many other places that I want to go to. So, but if and when the opportunity arises, I would love to go back. Oh yeah, it was beautiful, and it rained, and it's like cold, which is not the case here in fucking Louisiana. It's blistering, blazing, holy banana. Wah! You just go outside for about, 30 seconds, and you're instantly wet. You're instantly like, you took a shower, basically, And also, it's been raining, like, almost every day, it feels like. Every fucking day, it's raining. It's insane. So, anyway, I'm really glad I missed on that for 3 weeks, so there's that. I didn't look at my phone for a while. Yeah, it's fucking humid as hell. It really is. But, you know, we have AC. We have air conditioning, which a lot of other people don't. In fact, right now, my car, it's not cooling whenever it's in idle. So it gets hot really quickly. So I have to make sure that I, number one, take the kids out if I go anywhere right now. Number two, just make sure I go where the fuck I need to go and then go right back home because it sucks, man. It sucks, you know? But at least I have air conditioning, so. The Pillar Man theme song. I love it. I will. I totally will. I will fight to the death. When I was playing League of Legends one day, some person called me a white knight. I think they were trying to upset me, but whatever. The Pillarman theme song. Okay, sure. Let's roll with it. I love Key and Peele. I hope you're not trolling me, but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. My friend likes this. Hold on. Oh, that's right. You said fists. I'm sorry. I think I need a little bit more context. I'm not doing you justice. The thing is, man, pretty soon I'm gonna have to start going to sleep. Like 3 hours ago. But you know what would be really cool if I started streaming and then I would be cool because, you know, once is there a video of this? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. What is that? Is that a game or an anime? I really don't like to. I don't know. I don't like to. I don't like attention, which I know is really weird because honestly, which is really weird because I'm streaming. It's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Honestly, why are you here? But like I don't, you know, it's I don't want people to think of me that way because I'm not really a sexual person. And I know that sounds weird, but it's true. It's 7 minutes long. Wait, but this is only 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Oh. I'm, hell. I wonder how many followers I'm at. I wanted to do something really special at 100. Ah, discipline. Oh, no. No need to. Well, thank you though. I appreciate that you apologize. It's weird putting yourself out there because, you know, at the end of the day, you don't really know who's on the other end. So, you know, hell, I could be getting catfished by whoever. Although, honestly, I don't really... Thank you so much, Tori, for the follow. I really appreciate that. Yes, so if you know anyone that would be interested in following, I would love that. Because I really did want to do something special. And, you know, hopefully keep it going. It definitely helps to talk about, you know, just talking about things. And whenever I go to work, I go back to work, I imagine things are only going to get more interesting. I'm going to be teaching English, so I'll be teaching Edgar Allan Poe and other novels. I'm actually reading this, what? Like literally ripped their hand off? Does that mean they don't have a hand anymore? Were they able to sew it back on? That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. I am an English teacher. Arr. My kid has a pirate hat. And I've got some stellar groovy glasses I'm gonna put on sometime. Dude, that's really horrible though. You say that, but why? What happened? Can you please give me context on the hand? That's really horrible. That dude from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matt dude married to Sarah Jessica Parker. That dude got in an accident while he was famous, I'm pretty sure. Well, after he made this movie, maybe? I don't know, something like that. And the person died, or one of the people involved in the accident died, you know? And I'm like, how do you live with that? How do you, like, continue making movies? How do you continue to be in the public eye and just, like, live with yourself? I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if my kids died. Not to be, you know, not to be morbid or anything, or not to bring the vibe down. But, you know, I really don't think I could. Or, you know, taking anyone's life for that matter. Oh, yeah, I do have a Discord. I'll be honest, though. Okay, so, I mean, I just recently got back. But I've posted some things, and it's like, nobody says anything. No one is participating. Participate. Hey, participate. Yeah. Actually, if you go on my page, it's actually right there right now. But I'll send another one. Congratulations. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Ghost. That's a cool name. I like being a ghost. I like that no one knows who I am most of the time. Actually, I know that I love that no one knows who I am always. That's why I ask if anyone that I know ever pops in here. I beg you, I swear to God, please don't say anything at all about who I am. Now, you know, I didn't go so far as to, like, not put my face out there, because I could wear, like, a pillow, you know? I could, could do this whole thing. You know me, but I don't know you. Ha, ha, ha. I love it. Look at this. Check it out. Now, you see, maybe maybe that would make the streams more interesting. I don't know, man. I actually thought about earlier, maybe like just acting like I was pretending that I was a dude. I was listening to this Tame Impala song, and they like changed the voice, you know, and it's like, a lover from a past life. You know, I could do that. I could I dated this dude in high school. I guess we dated. I don't know, whatever you call that. Oh, yeah. Did I? If you have Discord. I do have Discord. I thought I posted it. I'm sorry. Yes. I like Tim Impala. I do. I enjoy them. I like their vibes. But, so when I was in high school and I was in band, I'm a band nerd. I'm a total band nerd. I love, band nerd. Yeah. Well, just join the Discord. And then you can add me then. Anyway, I cut my hair off and I put it as a mustache. And I put on a fucking like old golfer's hat. And like I hid my hair inside the fucking hat. And I put on some really baggy brown sweatshirt thing and some long ass pants. And and like I went to Barnes and Noble like that, and I'm pretty sure no one believed that I was a dude, but it was really fucking funny, and I'm proud of myself for doing that because I'm typically a very, very introverted person. I very much keep to myself, which also reminds me that I never ever told my story about the police and the police and and my book. So growing up bilingual, honestly, if you don't speak two languages, I have to say that one of the really awesome things about being bilingual is that you're constantly having to think in two different ways simultaneously. Like you're constantly having to kind of multitask. You're constantly having to think. In a way, it's kind of almost like begging you to have ADHD. It's almost like you need to have it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But the thing is, so, you know, so I start thinking, you're constantly thinking in two different languages, you know, so you're thinking about how else you can explain it. And so I think that really has translated really well into me being a teacher because, you know, because it helps to explain things. It's really nice having that. But when I went to Raising Cane's one day. It's a restaurant that we have around here, and it's yum. It's delicious. Ugh, I hate that it's good. Honestly, it's so expensive. But I'm not eating any more fast food anymore, so it's okay. At least for 75 days, starting today, technically. Right? Yeah. Okay, so I was in line, and I was by myself at the time. I didn't have kids. at the time, and I was in college, I guess. Yeah, I must have been in college. Anyway, so the police, there was a dude in a cop car, and he happened to be right behind me. Not behind me, he was in front of me. And, you know, and he ordered food. And so I decided that I wanted to buy his food. I wanted to pay for his meal. And so whenever in between me ordering my food and me going up there, you know, and me deciding that I wanted to do that, you know, I guess the thing is, a lot of things are such a simple yes or no for people normally, you know? You know, do you like this? Yes. Do you like this? No. Do you like ice cream? No. Do you like chocolate? No. But for some reason, I always tend to do things where I think things through so much sometimes, to a point that, I really try to think about every reason, the context of it all, and ultimately I wanted to do something nice for this guy. This is, I think, the second time that I tell this story, because I only told Ides, who is my husband, who lives in South Africa. And so Ides, when you hear Ides, that's what I'm talking about. My husband that we are separated from. We are separated. Well, I feel horrible for saying that, but... And if he sees this, I feel even worse. But it's the truth. So the thing is, when I chose to do that, I wanted to do something nice. And I knew that this person may not even be he may be a murderer. He may be an awful cop. He might pull over. He might be a racist asshole. I don't know, But at the end of the day, I'm choosing to believe that even if they're not, maybe this will stir something in them. Maybe this will awaken them in some way. Maybe this will, I don't know, just move them. Something that I feel so many people don't feel. Compassion. Empathy. Someone had said that earlier. Like, it's really true. Yeah. You have to... You really have to feel something. You have to care about others if you really want to progress in the world. And I feel like people don't understand that. And I thought about Jeff Bezos and how much money he has and how miserable he must be. Yeah, you can't have too much. But you have to really figure out when it's too much. Too much, not enough. You can have too much, but then you can also not have enough, which I feel is a really big problem with young people these days. I feel like they lack so much empathy, so much understanding, so much perspective. And so with all this, police brutality, all of this, it hasn't been happening so much lately, but let's not pretend that it hasn't been happening at all. It really sucks for the officers that are genuine and that are trying to do the right thing, and that are trying to do right by their job. And it's such a difficult job. That's why I did that, to show that I'm grateful, because honestly, I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a police officer, knowing that I wouldn't come home to my kids. Are you kidding? I have to make sure that they're taken care of at the end of the day. And that's such a scary thing, such a scary idea. So if someone is not compassionate, if someone doesn't show empathy, what can I do? Can I maybe do something to, maybe think about it? Maybe think a little bit more before they say something. So you don't think it can be learned? You don't think that it can be nature versus nurture? Is it... It's probably... it's got to be both. But, I can say without a doubt that Really? So you think it's a muscle? I know that kids have to learn by seeing models. I mean, crappy people. I mean, you know who you don't trust. You know who you do trust. You know who you want to be around, hopefully. You know, and you value yourself enough to decide who you want to be around and who you don't want to be around effectively. But you have to make that decision. And I have to make sure that I teach my kids to make sure that they're doing that right. Finding it on your own. Some a lot later than others. But it's better late than never. But so here I am I have an issue with saying that I'm American. And I use quotes all the time because in all reality, America is the United States, Canada, Honduras, Chile, Argentina, Mexico, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, blah, 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 blah. I could go on and on and on. You know, and so I think one of the most interesting things about the Hispanic culture is that you have a rainbow, a rainbow of skin colors. A lady that I came across today at the dentist, no less actually. She said, well, she was, I could tell that she spoke Spanish. She had an accent, and so I answered with C at one point. She said, "You speak Spanish?" I said, "C, yes." She said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Mexico." She said, "¿De dónde eres?" And so that's when I said, "Oh, well, mi mamá es de la Ciudad de México and mi papá es de Puebla." And she said, "Oh, okay, I believe you now." I said, "What the hell does that mean?" If it breaks the laser, fue breaks the laser. Me gusta mucho el español. But anyway, she said, "You don't look it." And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, like I said, the Hispanic rainbow of skin colors is quite fantastic because, one of my friends who speaks Spanish, he is, I guess, technically African American. I don't like saying black. I had the hardest time saying that, always, forever, like my whole life, because I felt like part of, like, I don't know. I felt like the way some people said it wasn't in a positive, with a positive connotation. Okay, well, that's fair. And see, it's good to know that because black. And see, to be fair, I had a really hard time. Fi? Enye. Hello. Hola. I had a hard time describing, it is all about context. Do you remember Chris? I miss Chris. I love Chris. And I feel comfortable having conversations about skin color with him because I love him and I know he loves me. I know that we're good friends and I know that I can trust him. And honestly, like I said, Andy is black, so, but he also speaks Spanish, so it's really, really cool because we have that extra context. Like, we have that, ogres are like layers. humans are like Legos, really, if you think about it. Kind of, I think. You know, and it's about being relatable, being able to relate to people, I think. You know, so it was really cool that we have that relationship. You know, he speaks Spanish, I speak Spanish, you know, and we also have a really good, you know, just a really good connection. Like, you know, he's honest. It's not often that I feel like I can talk to people and I feel that they're genuine. Maybe that's why I have such a hard time making friendships, and I don't know. I feel like I'm very... Thank you so much for the follow, Lithuan. I feel like so often I feel very scrutinized. People don't really take the time to see to see past what was Silver Dan saying? Silver. That you know, you see a lot of streamers doing hot tubs and doing hot tub streams and doing all of that, selling their bodies effectively. And I'm really just not here to do that. I'm here to talk to you and tell you what's going on and be real and be genuine, because like I said, I have one fucking life, goddammit, and I can't live with myself dying and knowing that my kids are gonna watch me fucking ride a goddamn swan, you know, in a fucking pool. But then again, at the same time, I have kids. You know, I'm a woman. When did I become a woman? That's a good question. I'll save that for another day. But and no, it wasn't when I had kids. It wasn't when I realized that I was going to have a kid. You know, it was something... I think it really was, honestly, just, I mean, in a nutshell, when I realized that life really isn't about me. And we're just specks of dust. We're really just stardust. And when we die, honestly, everyone's gonna die eventually, right? So you can either still, you know, you can leave a positive impact on whatever's left of this cesspool, or you can, you know, be selfish and be shitty and treat people like crap and be completely closed-minded and, you know, not give a shit what anybody thinks about it, or give a shit about the environment and what, you know, everything around you, because the world is not about you. You know, if everyone would get off their fucking ass and do something, even if it's, I mean, just picking up trash. Picking up after yourself, is that asking for so much? I can only pick up after so many people, you know, like really. What do you mean how you did? I don't think it's asking a lot though. It takes discipline though. It takes self-discipline. At the end of the day, I have to go to work because I know that I have to take care of my bills. I have to be a responsible human being. I have to be productive. You know, I just, I don't know. I can't imagine just dying, rolling over, and not leaving anything good. Not leaving anything positive. You know? Oh, well, if you're drunk, you did a 10 out of 10. Fantastic, darling. Man, thanks so much, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And And, well, it looks like, unless the universe decides that I'm going to keel over tomorrow, I'll be back. Sleep well, you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the love. Sweet dreams. Sleep well, guys.